And we are live. What's going on? It is the 6th of June, 2006, and episode number 145 of the Seacoast Beverage Lab podcast. We are back from a weekend of beer fests and just beer drinking. Carla should be joining us in a little bit. She's coming back from California. We are here. We're coming back from Boston, and I, Brian from Seacoast Beverage Lab, am drinking the Garrison City Beer Works Mosaic. Pretty fresh, too. Ben got it for me, and we're looking at 6.2. You got it on 6.2, right, Ben?
Yeah. Yep. It was the day they reopened from a week hiatus after having been drank dry.
Yeah, it's crazy. Growing pains indeed, and they're now kind of regrouping again. So I hate to say it, but stop drinking their beer because I want some. Sorry, everyone listening, don't go there. I'll drink it all from here. Ben, what's up, buddy?
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ben here at BM Watts on Twitter. I'm in my new office space here. I just put a bookshelf behind me so it looks like I'm smarter. I am drinking Anderson Valley's Goes. This beer is awesome.
Nice one. And for a day like today, get in there.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. And when you have a bad day, all you got to do is just crank down about 22 of these guys.
Yes.
Feeling a little bit of buzz going down.
Excellent. Wait, what's the ABV on that sucker? 4?
Oh, it's 4. No, it's 4.2, bro.
Oh, gee, sorry. Yeah. Whoa, God.
Yep.
Oof.
Get you with it. I can't believe it.
Someone said it's almost not even session, so take it easy on that. Shano, backwards
Hey.
cat. What's up?
Sean J, twobeerguys.com.
Nice.
I've just popped a Long Trail Green Blaze IPA, which
Whoa.
replaces the long-time Long Trail IPA that's gone into hibernation.
What? Wait a minute. Is that a hibernation joke? Because they ever make a beer called Hibernation?
Nope, this is actually the truth. This is actually their new IPA, which
Wow.
replaces the one that you know that was branded in a yellow package.
Good
One
idea.
brew- Was that the recipe by Todd Mott too? That old one?
I don't know, Long Trail.
Yeah. Is it Long Trail or Harpoon?
Harpoon.
Harpoon.
Whoops.
Yeah, this is Long Trail.
Yeah, no, I know. I just forgot the way. But I'm just saying, you said the word hibernation in the thing, and I thought you were just pulling a pun because they make the hibernation beers.
Wait, I gotta ask you guys something, and I mean this with 100% zero snarkiness whatsoever. But did you know that like the Long Trail Blackberry Wheat release is like a huge deal?
Yes.
No.
I have no idea.
I had no idea, my friend.
So
My
the reason
friend
why.
last weekend, specifically to go to the release, they brewed 400 cases, I think, and sold them all out. And so they brewed
What?
like all night, overnight, bottled. No, that can't be right. Or they bottled another 200 cases, and then those all sold out the following day.
Very weird.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
now
no.
it's a cool fanfare thing for something that I guess the seedier depths of the beer geekdom doesn't really get into, you know.
Yeah.
Well, they actually had that was literally put back into the vault, and they said they weren't going to be brewing it again.
Like Peter Pan.
And customers were just getting upset and kept on asking, when's it coming back? When's it coming back? And so,
It'd be interesting
they
to see
brought it
the
back.
It'd be interesting to see the recipe comparison between the one you have, Sean, and the now hibernated IPA. But maybe in 20 years it'll be re-released on Blu-ray, and everything will be fine with those beers.
Exactly.
Sean knows what I'm talking about. Disney fan. Carla, hopping in. What's going on? Welcome back.
Hey, yeah, I literally about 20 minutes ago just came into my front door, coming back from my first of 2 trips to LA this month. So
Yes.
yay! And I opened up a very cold, and very nice Von Trapp Vienna Lager, and I'm enjoying that very much. But I've been on a plane for most of today, so if I'm a little slow, I apologize.
It's all right. We'll just make Sean pick up the reins a little bit more this time. All right. So we do have a bunch to talk about. So I mean, we can talk real quick about kind of what we did this past weekend, which will kind of lead into the more topics. But Carla, did you get any beer drinking in this time around, or is it that saved for
A
more
little
for longer
bit,
trip?
actually, yeah, I did. I went to there's a brewery out there called Eagle Rock Brewery, that has an actual brewery space where they do the food truck thing down in LA, and I didn't go there, but they have basically a gastropub second location in Pasadena, and oh my god, the food was amazing, the beer was great, and I'm definitely going back next week or 2 weeks from now when I go again, because totally awesome. And then I also went out to Golden Road, which was not as far away from where I was staying as I thought it was. So one of the nights I just headed over there, and it was big. Golden Road, you guys have heard of Golden Road before, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically they have this big outdoor kind of deck space. It almost felt like in. See, I hear a little echo on myself.
I think Ben's got an echo on this one.
It almost felt like in Florida where they have those big outdoor decks. They had umbrellas going for miles, and then they had an indoor space, an upstairs space that they were using for a wedding reception. But I had a Berliner Weiss there, and they were serving it with the option of the Woodruff or the raspberry syrup, which I haven't seen a Woodruff Berliner Weiss in ages. So it was awesome. I had fun.
Awesome.
Good time.
How's the weather out there? Hot?
Hot, actually. It was about 101 on Friday. Wow. But I was out there for a work event, and I was indoors for most of the weekend, which was good. But Friday I was setting stuff up and sweating a lot. So.
Oddly enough, this might kind of transition into what you do. You don't have to tell us what you do. It's fine. But have you seen the new Henniker beer called Miles and Miles, by chance?
No, I have not seen it.
So on the can is a spaceman, and and I just saw a tweet from one of the reps there. It says Alan Shepard hit a golf ball on the moon. When he asked how far it went, he said miles and miles. So there you go.
Neat.
Yeah.
That is very cool.
Space beer.
Yay.
Dry hop pale. Didn't get a chance to try it. I didn't visit them at the festival this weekend. I visited a lot of breweries this weekend. But Ben, before we get to talking about the beer fest, what'd you do this weekend? Anything crazy?
Oh God, no! I hate it when you pick on me. It's the lamest.
Part of the show.
No, me going to fucking Garrison was the highlight, and that's literally next door to my office.
And then Friday we always kick it at 7th. So they have the triple, they have the peppercorn triple there.
Yep. Every first Thursday at 7th Settlement is always Single Log Thursday. It's usually a spin-off on one of the beers that they have on tap, regularly. And in this case, it was the Friars Triple, but it was not dry hopped, if you will, but it was brewed with pink peppercorns.
Sweet.
It was great. One thing too that I really loved about them, this is just kind of off on an aside. They did a barrel-aged version of their brown. Their GABF award-winning. And they split it up into 2 barrels. Did I talk about this once already?
I don't think so.
The point that I'm trying to make was that they split it into whiskey and rum, so they had both of those available. But neither one was a crazy ABV. They were
Didn't they maintain the same?
They were maybe 3 or 4 points higher.
Yeah.
And I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And they were both on nitro, which is always a nice little creamy bonus.
Dang good. Creamy
Hashtag
bonus.
Creamy bonus.
Creamy bonus. Name of the show. Remind me. So, Sean, we ran into each other this weekend.
Yes, we did.
You spent a longer time than I did. I spent a good amount of time there, but we were both at the first, I would say annual, because I hope they do it again. That seemed successful. The Beer Advocate Micro Brew Fest. We gave it a rundown last week on the show, and this was the big event. And I say big event, but it's about microbreweries. And if you guys have been to the ACBF at the Seaport in Boston before, picture that, but kind of half the size. They kind of shrunk the hallway down a little bit, and it's just kind of a very nice, intimate, but not super packed place with about 74 breweries, cideries, and there's one sake, a meadery. So it was some good stuff. Sean, I don't know if you had any highlights from that and what you thought of it.
Yeah, just for everyone listening that may not have listened to last week's show, the caveat was participating breweries would have had to produce less than 15,000 barrels. So there was a kind of a cap. So very similar time frame to the ACBF, but usually there was really none of the big guys. There was some breweries that had been around for quite some time, but not a lot of the big guys that joining in this year. So some of the things that kind of just caught my attention from Brooklyn, New York, we talked a little bit about the Other Half Brewing Company. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double IPAs and 2 American IPAs. Everything that they had was great. They were there listening to music in their booth, having a fun time. The Neighborhood Beer Company, they had a couple new style beers that had never been sort of brewed out there. The Obstinate Goat.
Yep, that was a good one. I really like that.
Obstinate Goat Medieval Ale, sorry, and Junkyard
I really
Pedigree.
like that name. It's a great name for a beer.
Yeah.
Obstinate Goat.
The interesting thing was that the request was bring something new that you're going to be releasing during this event and try to bring things that you haven't ever brought before. So I was there for 3 sessions and I actually helped out with Throwback, and the beer that was new for them was actually called the Local, which was with local hops and local malts. But they also had their crowd pleasers were a American sour called Cheek Squeezer, a little tartness up front, but not too acidic. The honey oatmeal stout was a lot of people really liked that. But even better was trying to listen to people say she sells all night long.
Yes.
And if they couldn't say it, we weren't going to pour it for them.
Oh, that's not fair.
Mean.
It's not even a sobriety test. It's just a verbal gymnastics test.
But it was a blonde ale with sea salt.
Sweet.
So
That's cool.
it was pretty delicious.
Yeah, there's. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry, and then their last beer was Don Quixote, but
Oh yeah.
it was actually on a cask. It was on a firkin, so it was a little bit different.
I would say the first beer that you put me on to the first session was fantastic, and I think it was the best because I think it was the most unique. You had mentioned this is going to turn into a bash about a lot of breweries, but you mentioned Other Half brought 5 double IPAs. Had a lot of the similar tasting beers there. There wasn't really many. If there were stouts, they were imperial stouts. There wasn't that many differentiation in the beers that I tasted throughout the 2 sessions I went. Not that I had a lot of beers, but just they seemed the kind of the same taste. There were some good saisons. I tried to go for the more unique stuff that I could, but to my point, there was a lot of very IPA heavy festival. It didn't need to be, but that's what the breweries chose. But there were definitely unique breweries like Neighborhood, Earth Eagle, and then was it JW?
J. Wakefield.
J. Wakefield's. They brought probably the biggest variety. I mean, they had 4 or 5 beers, but it was a variety of each of them, and they brought the Haterade, which was basically their Hawaiian punch, their sour Hawaiian punch.
Which was a Berliner Weiss.
Yeah, super good. I really enjoyed that.
3.5%. It actually tastes like fruit punch Gatorade.
Yep.
It was red like
Yeah,
Gatorade.
I remember I walked in and you're like, go here, try this, and the train agrees.
Exactly. It was awesome.
It
They
was
also
great.
had their orange Dreamsicle, also
Yep,
a Berliner, and it was like an orange cream.
So say it again. What's the name?
J. Wakefield.
out of Miami, right?
So it's JWB is their initials.
That's what I saw. Okay, yeah. So
Yeah,
they're out
JWB.
of Miami. Good stuff.
But they also had Big Papa, which was an imperial stout at
Yeah.
15.2% ABV. So it was a big guy.
Was a doozy.
Yeah.
We got a chance. I think it was the second session on Saturday. We got a chance to talk to the brothers Alstrom real quick, to kind of check out on their feelings of the fest. They said it was going well attended. I believe I don't know if the last session was sold out, but I did see that the first 2 were by the time the Saturday session started. So sold out, but and it was, you said, capped at 2,500. I think was the cap.
I'm not sure what the cap, but it was definitely a lot smaller than in years past.
Yeah, but it was still good. The biggest lines of the night that I saw went to Fiddlehead for sure.
Yep. Night shift.
Night Shifts had a decent one, but it was interesting to see like if there's a line over here, you just go to the other side of the festival and there's no lines.
Exactly.
But, yeah, it was good. The sake we had. Oh, sorry. Here, what?
I'm really jealous because that honestly, the way you guys are describing it and the beers that you're talking about sounds like the perfect scenario for beer fest for me. Not a ton of people, not a ton of lines, really interesting sour stuff. Like I'm jealous.
Yeah, I mean there was good.
I hope they have it next year so that I can actually go.
I think I should have done better in hindsight. I should have done better planning as to what I wanted to go for because by the time I got into a line and found
as much
found
as
that.
I planned, I never.
Well,
it never goes.
No. So plan because by the time I got to the front of a line, and then I realized, oh, all you have is IPAs. Maybe I should have stayed in another line that had this or that. But I mean, not planned to a T, but just.
Well, Carla, we actually saw a friend of ours that had a laminated card of the brewery and the beer and their top 20 double-sided of everything that they wanted to try.
Yep.
That's prepared.
That was
Definitely
prepared.
Definitely prepared.
Do they have like a dry erase marker where they also mark
Check
it
them
as
off.
they go?
Yeah.
I bet they wrote. I bet they had a pen for it.
Yeah.
But no,
That's
it was a well-attended fest. I didn't have any of the food there. I had a chance to go out with my dad. It was his birthday, so we kind of went out on the town and had some bites out there. The No Name restaurant for seafood. We went there right before the fest. It was really good. But yeah, it was well-attended fest. I hope they do it again because it was very cool. But and then you see some of the same players that you saw at the American Craft Beer Festival, just more of that sized brewery.
And you were also mentioning that for the first time was Dovetail Sake.
Yes, I was going to say they're hopefully going to be on the show. We were talking about them, and it was some tasty stuff.
So they had a filtered and an unfiltered sake, and they were delicious.
Yeah, and the guys from North Country were there, killing it. A lot of ciders. I should have tried more ciders than I did, but I definitely enjoyed it. If you guys, you can probably check out recaps on various blogs, but it was a good, well-run fest. And I think they've gotten better at this. They've let people in right when it starts, and they also pre-check them, like give them tickets and glasses while they're in line to keep that kind of going. So good for them. This weekend was also Savor, but I didn't really see any news on it besides my Twitter filling up. I didn't see anything like.
Well, the interesting thing is I had a chance to chat with the Alstroms for a little bit too. Yep. on a different occasion, and there was just a quick discussion of the fact that they don't really get to pick the dates of when the fests are. They're kind of at the mercy of when the venue has an opening for it. And unfortunately, being on the same day as Savor, they had people conflicted that were choosing to go to one event or the other.
Yeah.
And so I guess it becomes when you're one of the premier events or event planners out there, so you kind of get what you get, and you have to plan around that. So it can be different challenges of who accepts the invitation, not because they don't want to go, but because of do you choose to go to Boston or do you choose to go to DC?
Yeah, and especially if you're a small brewery and you have like 3 people on staff, it's one of those things that which do you send your brewery people to? Do you go to Savor or do you go, represent at the fest? And that's a hard choice too. Especially when you're talking about all the breweries there being that size, they don't have enough people to send people in both directions, so they have to make that choice.
Yep.
This weekend was also, I missed for not being around, was also the opening of Bissell Brothers' new tasting room in Thompson Point.
See those photos?
Oh man, yeah. I was just gonna say if you want a peek of that, Ben Moore took some good photos. Active Beer Geek, and there's actually a lot of them that showed up on my feed, and I was like, man, that looks cool. So when I came back, I always fly in and out of Logan, so there's a bus that drops you back off in Portland, literally right around the corner from where that new brewery location is. So I just drove around back. It was closed today, but I kind of stuck my head in the window like a kid, looking at a candy store. And it's big. It feels otherworldly compared to other breweries. Like it feels more like these big huge tasting rooms on the West Coast. it's got a totally different vibe than the rest of the spaces in the state, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I haven't even been in there when it's been busy, but it's a totally different, like very open, big, kind of imposing, and you're going, wow, okay, you guys are moving up in the world, holy moly. So
yeah, if you see the pictures on their Facebook, it's huge, and hopefully that just means I mean, obviously more people can go in, but if they can get more beer, make more beer and then serve beer to more people that are there, less lines, perfect.
Yep. And now, if you really wanted to, you could just hop on an Amtrak, walk 5 feet, go get drunk at Bissell Brothers, and hop back on the Amtrak and go back to Boston.
All right, Ben, I'll meet you in Dover. We got to take the red eye out to Thompson's Point.
Yep.
And then just
Yep.
Yeah, the bus too. The bus and the train come literally right there, and it's 1,000 feet walk to that booth.
Awesome.
So
Sean,
no car.
get on that Amtrak. Meet you up here. Let's go. And
Amtrak. Can't we just take the? It's the bus from the from Pease.
They both come to the same spot.
I don't want to take the bus.
Oh, the Downeaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Downeaster. Amtrak.
I don't want to take the bus. Scary. I took the bus with Chatta from Portsmouth to Portland, and some people on that bus. There were some people on that bus that I never thought I'd see.
Oh, that was a Greyhound, though. Yeah, don't take the Greyhound.
Okay.
Greyhound's scary.
Brought to you by. This post brought to you by not Greyhound.
Concord Trailways bus, and you can go from Portsmouth to Boston. But yeah, I guess in between Portsmouth and Portland, your only option for bus-wise is Greyhound. Don't do that. Take it Downeaster.
Duly noted. It kind of reminded me that the picture kind of reminded me how Night Shift went from super cramped brewery to now this gigantic, and they're building onto that. So good for them for doing that. Keep an eye on that, and I'm hopefully up there because it looks legit. I mean, it's not going anywhere. But I'll get up there. Dude, sweet. Next thing on our list, a bit of old news, but still pretty cool because you don't really hear this kind of news floating around the beer biz. But back in May, a whole month ago, Ohio raised their ABV limit. So I guess Ohio had an ABV limit of 12%, and they raised it to 21%. So now, there you go. Get in there.
That's pretty crazy when you think about it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's as everyone knows who the Ohio governor is. It's former presidential candidate possibility John Kasich.
Yes. Who won New Hampshire? Never mind. I'm not talking about politics in this show. That's.
I thought they actually. So this article says they went it from 12 to 21. I thought it was actually signed into law that there is no limit.
Oh, interesting. I mean, but what is utopia? Because at what limit is
26, 27?
I guess Brewdogs is higher too. But I mean, at what point is it not beer? Does New Hampshire doesn't have a limit anymore, right? They used to.
It is. The limit is
17 or something.
It's below Worldwide Stout for sure.
Okay.
That's 18.
I want to say it's like.
I think it might be 14.
Anything over 12 has to have a petition. Has to be petitioned.
It's 14%.
I'm thinking that because I remember a bar locally that we know and maybe did some game shows at kind of skirted the liquor license law by having vodka with a lower ABV percentage. So they were able to offer beer and vodka because it came in under the ABV
That's
requirement.
vodka under that.
Yeah, it's barely vodka.
Right, like it's like water with some paint thinner thrown in. Like, what is the point of that?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, preach. I believe.
Sunday brunches equal Bloody Mary.
It's kind of interesting.
Just have a smeared off ice then, for goodness sake.
But do you need to have a limit? What's the limit protecting?
I don't think you do.
No limits.
Here's the thing: is that if there was more enforcement of the over-serving rules, it wouldn't matter what the limit was. That's
True.
the thing. If we're really worried about people, ordering a 22% beer at a bar and going and crashing their car, you have to be aware of what people are doing when they're drinking it. Yeah, take-home stuff is different, but then you're drinking that at home. I don't know. It drives me nuts that these laws are attacking from both sides. Why can't we just let beer be beer? And it's never going to get to the level of having liquor. So unless you're totally a dry county, I could get more drunk on a bottle of vodka somewhere, even if it was low alcohol, whatever, than a six-pack of beer that I could bring home. But if they're really that paranoid about being, the drunk driving thing, then just do a better job of not over-serving people. It's already a law not to over-serve people and let them be super drunk.
Even so, what kind of curbs that, though, is that as the beer's ABV goes up, the size glass goes down, and the number of times that someone served that beer is limited. And so it's kind of...
All of that is in place, so why do we need the hard line? I don't understand it. I know where it comes, but the thing is, that line comes from the fact that they don't want to. The liquor people don't want competition for their products. It actually has nothing to do with people's safety. It's an old way of saying beer is the weaker thing, so if don't incur on our spirits and wine territory. It's old, so the fact that they're still kicking around in all these places is because the lobbies have kept it that way.
And one thing, to your point, I think one thing that goes overlooked is that it's not in the interest of drunk driving and keeping people safe. It's definitely lobbying interests.
Yeah, it is. It's about taxes, or there's levels of taxes for liquor that aren't the same as the taxes on beer. And if you have a liquor strength beer, then you're somehow getting around the taxes. There's all this baloney about finances that have to do with why this persists. But from a beer drinker standpoint and from a beer brewer's standpoint, it makes no sense to have an artificial line in the sand.
Yep.
Like, what is it? I mean, the line in the sand should be what your yeast is capable of. You know what I mean? All that ninja yeast and all that other baloney. Okay, yeah, technologically push that as far as you want. I don't know. I'm
just beer. Just beer, right? No.
Oh yeah, that's what everybody ever says every time I do a soapbox about something. It's just beer, calm down.
Hey, I didn't say calm down. I just said it's just beer. Ben, you're supposed to say calm down. No. But so why not make your own beer? Because SodaStream says yes, you can.
Oh God.
Because it has nothing to do with cans.
Yeah.
But SodaStream, again, all the links to the things we're talking about are in the show notes, sblpodcast.com. This is legit. This is not April Fool's. This thing was a Memorial Day teaser. But this is hot news out of Israel, because that's where you get all the hot beer news is straight out of Israel. Airport City, get in there. So SodaStream launches a homemade beer system. SodaStream International, the leading global manufacturer of sparkling water makers. I'm a big fan of mine. Oh yeah, yep. The brand is an exciting concept of making quality. Oh wait, sorry. Has announced the release of its new home beer system, the Beer Bar, by SodaStream. The brand is an exciting concept of making quality home crafted beer using sparkling water and a unique beer concentrate brewed to perfection.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. Let me stop you right there.
Yeah.
How do you perfectly brew beer concentrate? I don't think that.
This sounds like alcohol all over again.
Well, the article goes on to say that
somebody to dare someone to drink the straight concentrate.
Yeah, that's a powdered alcohol all over again.
It's something that we challenge ourselves, and whoever loses, that's the punishment. Is someone has to find this beer concentrate and drink it.
I'm in. I'm going in.
Yo, but you should
like
stepping up their beer concentrate game.
Yeah.
Have you tried the new Allagash concentrate?
Yeah,
off the chain.
Just to add Allagash.
Is it who's actually making the beer concentrate?
So
where
it
does
says
that come from?
SodaStream chose to first launch the beer bar in some of Europe's beer capitals. It's on the online stores. That maybe I wonder if anyone can get a hold of someone in Germany.
Or Switzerland.
Switzerland, yeah. So other beer. Oh, yeah, it's right here on the thing. It's translate. Yes, because I can't read German right now.
SodaStream.de.
I can't read German right now.
I need one more beer. I need one more beer and I'm in. Das SodaStream. Oh,
they have one beer called Blondie that it has a smooth, authentic taste and hop filled aroma.
Here it is.
Authentic taste of what?
When you have to say that your taste is authentic, that's a big warning sign right there.
Yeah,
It has
and
an
I'm so
authentic
happy
taste.
that it's
It's
got
almost
a
like the real
aroma,
thing.
too.
And the instructions are as simply as adding Blondie concentrate to sparkling water.
2 parts, yeah.
And Blondie will contain 4.5% alcohol by volume.
Oh my god, I need to
It's,
order this. I need.
And one 10-ounce bottle, I believe it's 10 ounce, will create 1 liter of this concentrate makes 3 liters of that beer.
Oh my god, it's only €3. Come on, let's buy some.
I know. I need a Indenkorb. You know what I mean? I think I need to order. Maybe add to your cart.
Into the basket. When mine translates, it goes into the basket.
It
not
puts
add
the
to shopping
concentrate in the basket.
Right next to your lotion.
Nice one. So yes, I'm going
Lotion
to
in the
try to get.
basket.
I'm going to try to get this because I'm 16 and over, so I need to get this. But there's also a sweet box for $10. Comes
Yeah.
with a glass and 2 glasses even. So
I did read an article that said that basically this is a very desperate move by SodaStream because they failed a lot of other things.
and didn't
Like I read an article saying like, "Oh dear God, this is desperate."
I mean, SodaStream already does the tonic mix, the monsters and rock stars of the world. But I didn't Keurig just start their own soda thing with actual soda brands. So it's
I didn't know that.
So that beverage space is getting kind of bigger, where now you can go to Keurig and just say, give me a Dr. Pepper, like a legit branded Coke product. So outside of actual beer, not beer concentrate, the world of beverages is friggin' weird. But here we are talking about beer concentrate, so I'm gonna
It's
try.
actually not that expensive at all.
No, it's scary. We should. How do we get some? Who knows?
I'm trying to order it right now, but I have a friend in Germany. If we can't order it directly, I have a friend in Germany who can help us out. Because she
Yes.
just moved there and loves craft beer, and if I trade her some beer, I'm sure she would order this for me.
Because if we can be the first to actually have this, that'd be just good for the 4 of us and anyone else that watch it.
And our one chatter.
That would be a fantastic.
Only we try it
Yes.
live on the podcast.
And just go like this, take a quick sip, and just clinch up because it's gonna be so. I don't even know what it's gonna taste like. Cool.
It's gonna be smooth and authentic.
Yes, it will be.
Authentic beer too. Yes.
So check out SodaStream, the link in the chat for all the pictures. And if you guys know German and can order things pretty quickly, send us some at PO Box Hugos Bev Lab at sblpodcast.com.
And almost a better test would be what would happen if you added the concentrate to an actual beer?
It's
Well,
like
then you get that other thing, which was like
that
the
like
make
blending?
hop crap.
it's like they do it in like Ribena in Ireland
Remember
and
they had
England.
that like Mio thing where you could like make your beer hoppier?
Coming soon to the Seacoast Bev Lab on Thursday, I should be getting samples of something called Go Mad Hops. I'll put the link in the show notes.
Oh, it does not let you ship it outside of Germany. Okay. I will find out.
Maybe they can ship it to someone in Germany, and then they can ship it to us.
That is what I'm going to... Holly?
Middleman, activate. This Thursday I'll have something, and I hope to put it up on the YouTube site. Ben and I are going to try to taste it. It looks interesting. It's a different take on some of this stuff. It's actually like flavored. It's not just an IPA or pale ale, but these are actually like different flavors to give beer. So we'll see how that goes. It's going to be interesting.
How are you going to try it if it's are you going to since it's only a Kickstarter?
No, it's pre-sale now. They're sending the Kickstarters out, and they're sending me a press kit because I asked.
Oh.
Yeah. They'll get the proper recognition once they get the product. But I said, this looks neat. Would you like me to try it? And they said, yeah. And they have YouTube videos, so they're legit.
Oh yeah, if you're on YouTube, you're totally legit.
Yep.
Yeah.
So a couple other quick stories. Sean, if you follow at Two Beer Guys on the tweets or the Instagrammies, Sean, your house, your skin must be smelling so good right now because you were zesting lemons for hours today?
Oranges. I was only part of like the afternoon crew, I guess.
What?
So there's the second collaboration that Red Hook is coming out with this year. You may remember that the first collaboration was
Oranges. Sorry.
So the second collaboration that Red Hook is doing is with Smut Labs. So this morning, I think some people started sometime between 8 and 10, and they were still doing it when I got there around 4:30. 500 boxes of oranges, taking the zest off of it to be able to put the zest in the beer that's going in the mash tonight, actually at 8:40. So all of the zest that was zested today from 500 cases of oranges has gone into the beer.
Zest in the beer.
So
That's a lot of oranges.
basically, like little grinders and scrapers, hand and just sit there with every single orange taken off the peel, putting the orange in a bucket, and then just keeping the zest only.
Cool.
And the beer is a nod in the name to Clockwork Orange. It is a Clockwork Cream,
A tongue twister.
definitely.
Did they say anything about what are they gonna do with the oranges?
There was way too many of them. They're gonna do some stuff with
Throw
it.
'em out.
With 500 cases of oranges, they were gonna juice some and
I'll tell you what. When I was at Eagle Rock this weekend, I had a cheese plate, and they had made their own homemade orange marmalade, and it was like the best thing I've ever eaten. It was
Yeah.
so good. So
there'll
they should find
probably
a
be
recipe
some
for that.
livestock eating the oranges.
Yeah.
That's probably where some of them are going.
Give 'em the
But, you know, I mean,
cows.
the
Find a recipe by
the
name of-
cases are
Sorry.
sitting out, and you're zesting them and whatnot.
Yeah. So, but did you have to wear gloves?
Yeah, you wore a glove to protect your zesting hand.
Nice. The old zesting hand.
That's what you calling it?
Yeah, I'm a switch when it comes. Never mind. When zesting, it's tough. So yeah, we get the link to Sean's Instagram on there with the pic of just oranges being zested like crazy. So other quick hit news. Sean, you put in a
Yeah, I just
Boston
wanna-
beer. Boston
yeah.
beer is a new addition to their variety pack. What's going on?
Yeah, I just want to mention I saw it come across the in the latest Sam Adams newsletter where the summer variety pack traditionally has 6 different beers, and I think a couple of them are new, but the one that caught my eye was it's called Got to Goes, which is a cucumber goes.
What?
Yeah,
Whoa! Okay, I'm super interested in that.
and they also have
What's that? Did you say? I'm sorry.
it's the summer variety 12-pack.
I wonder if is it
What?
cans? Did they
No
say?
bottles.
Bottles.
Bottles. Yep. And they also had a beer in there called Heaven to Hellas.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that. Is that new too?
What?
I don't know if it's new, but I was like,
Hellas?
that's a good.
No, that's definitely new.
Okay,
I
that's
have
a
not-
pretty solid name.
Nice.
Yeah.
But I thought
Hmm.
a cucumber goes I was like, okay, that'd be interesting to see how that would taste. We just started. I don't know if you've seen the beer from Uinta that just kind of came out. It's a barrel aged cucumber saison,
Ooh.
or a saison with cucumbers from Uinta.
What's the name of that? Why am I missing all these cucumber beers?
What
I love
stores
cucumber.
might be carrying that specifically?
Probably your Nature's Ways of the world.
It would have been starting ship like this past week, so.
Yeah.
you
All
should
right,
see
I'm
it.
gonna look for it at Bootleggers.
22-ounce bottle, somewhere like $6-7.
Wait, what beer? Or sorry, what brewery was this?
Uinta.
Oh, Uinta.
Yes.
You into that beer?
You into it?
Oh, Ben, you broke up. Looks like you're going to be kicked off the podcast real quick for that dad joke. All right, let's talk about some opening breweries real quick. I didn't get a chance to go last weekend or the weekend before the last weekend is when Liar's Bench in Portsmouth, New Hampshire opened up. But I heard good things, great reviews. They're over on Islington Street in Portsmouth. They're going to be making great beers. They have them already at their brewery, but you can expect some to show up at Franklin Oyster House very quickly because the ownership around them is kind of the same. Sean, have you had a Liar's Bench beer yet?
I have not.
All
I've
right.
had some friends have gone in. They were a stop on the tour, the bus tour, after the Whim brunch during Beer Week.
And it's they got a beer called Topanga, so I'm pretty much into that. If you're into Boy Meets World, so Sounds good to me. Great Rhythm's getting close. With that, that's the hot update on Great Rhythm.
Yeah,
Getting
they're
close.
hoping for a before July 4th opening.
Nice, and that place is pretty big too, by the looks of the photos they keep posting. So
Yeah.
that's nice. As well as Notch, and
They just received some tanks and equipment this past week, and
finally,
Yeah.
it was tentatively shooting for spring, but as things go, it kind of, but that was like a high hope, and then they're looking for summerish, which would be nice. I will toss a quick hit about a brewery in Somersworth that is coming up within the next month. You can find out more on that on Thursday in the Portsmouth Herald. Oh, fuck it. It's called Bad Lab.
Bad Lab?
Bad Lab Beer Company in Somersworth. And Carla, for those that know the area, it is right next to the Goodwill on High Street, which is next to like that Market Basket Plaza.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
Okay.
it's a new. I don't know if you've been there since they've like added bunch of new buildings, but it's a new development. But they'll be starting soon, coming soon to hopefully a tasting room near you, and then future other stuff. But you can find out my full coverage of them on Thursday. I'll put it up on my website as well, because it's pretty cool. What those guys are doing is pretty cool. I'm
Are they
pumped.
gonna have a tasting room too, or just a brewery there, or?
So it'll be tasting room to start, as well as like for and growler fills, for and things like that. But future bottles, a month or so after opening, things like that. But they have some good names in that brewery that are especially locally very trustworthy, very very good beer people. So I'm not saying there's a lot of pressure, but they're really good beer people. So hopefully that translates well.
It looks like it's a unique model too. Kind of different than a lot of other places are doing.
Yep.
I think their website just went live last week.
Nice.
And how long has it been since the original article that you wrote about them as a teaser?
It wasn't even called that then. That was
Totally
probably
different
a year
name,
ago.
right? Yeah.
It was back then. It was called Primary.
But that's a year and a half or longer.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yep. And then so there's that. There's gonna be news trickling out about them even when they open. But the story behind like Ben was leading into was their story behind the brewery is way different. It's not just like here's the brewer. It's like there's a whole mystery behind it. It's pretty cool. You have to check it out. I will link it out when it goes out. And Somersworth getting that brewery on, right, Ben? Come on.
Oh, I'm very happy. Very okay with that.
Yes.
And it's right across from the dollar store.
Oh, yes.
Oh wow! Now I know where you're talking about. Wow. Okay, that'll be fun.
Yeah, and the bingo
Yeah.
place.
Oh, and the big
Bingo.
Friday night.
I'll tell you, if they have a big enough
Bingo,
tasting room,
It's
if
huge.
they have a big enough tasting room, Liberty Mutual people might just go over there after work. I mean, it's like
yeah.
5 seconds.
It's a very nice. It is big enough to how it's. Let's see. What Ben? What would you compare it to size wise? I mean.
Maybe it's bigger than Deciduous.
Yeah. Probably two
Probably
deciduous.
like a Blue Lobster. No, bigger than that.
I'll say probably like 1.5 deciduous tasting rooms.
Smaller than Sam Adams.
Yeah, so it's fairly big, and they have tons of refrigerators too for pre-filled growlers. Check it out. Coming soon. They got tanks in there, so things are happening.
Now the next one I put up here, Brian, I kind of want to ask you guys a question about if there's still excitement and what you guys actually think about this. So within the past 3 weeks, New Belgium Brewery, who has opened their East Coast location, have announced plans for both Connecticut and Rhode Island. And inevitably what that means is that the remaining, 5 or 6 states that they have left after that, they'll be coming to Mass, Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont. Are you guys excited about that?
Are you saying that they're in
yeah.
every
Yes.
state?
There are, I think, 1 or 2 besides New England that they're currently not in, but they waited till New England for the end.
Carla, thoughts?
They have this series called Lips of Faith. They're sour,
I was
like
just gonna
they're I mean, Fat Tire, yes, fine, awesome, but their sours are awesome. And if Maine can get the distribution that includes a little bit more than just the Fat Tire, I would be super happy.
Yeah, I was gonna say as well.
And all of those, that whole series is just so good.
They've also just come out with an IPA, so a couple years ago, I'm not sure if you remember seeing a lot of the news around it, they came out with Ranger IPA, and the Ranger was the name of, their sales reps and market managers, and that kind of beer kind of helped, it grew, really quick to be one of New Belgium's top beers. They just came out with a new IPA, I think it's called, Citradelic. And they're seeing similar gains to that brew as they did how Ranger kind of took off a couple years ago. I'm excited. I don't know if Fat Tire is going to resonate the same. If it is Fat Tire going to be everyone's everyday drinking beer. I mean, that's what it is in if you go to Colorado, everyone's like, okay, Fat Tire. Brian, you give me a look.
It's hard.
I'm thinking about. It's tough being a beer geek. You hear all about New Belgium, but you don't really know. But a lot like Carla, I think Lips of Faith is the ones I hear about the most. But I can't get excited until I taste it, and I haven't really had much New Belgium besides the Lips of Faith. But yeah,
the thing is that in New England we have a bunch of basically we have big pockets of people that are super loyal drinkers. We already have our daily drinkers in New England. You know what I mean? Like what Fat Tire is to Colorado, we have our equivalents, I feel like, already.
Exactly.
So it would be hard to push in and eclipse anything. Just like when England came in, yeah, that's totally nostalgic for some people, but it's not going to replace that, the beer that they've been drinking forever. I don't know. So it's always hard for me to see a flagship beer come into our state from out of state, because it's one of those things. It's it's a really good hoppy beer, but we have a lot of really good hoppy beers.
Yep.
So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah, for sure. I'm pumped. Yeah, and it'll be good to get just to have that in bars and things too. Just more options. And yeah, I mean, New Hampshire, Sean. What's the word?
Who knows?
Who's to say? Who's to say?
They'll probably find something offensive about bicycles and not let it in the state. Sorry.
I love the quick sorry thrown in there. And I mentioned Night Shift's expansion before, but I didn't really give it a number. But you can find the Beer Pulse article on it. It's $3 million.
Did you actually take a look at that, Brian? That article?
No.
Pop it open for a second, because it's kind of short bullets of the things that the 3 millions are going to go to.
It's looking like it's going to add 11 60-barrel fermenters.
11.
It will be 120-barrel bright tank, a applicator.
PakTech.
PakTech. It's going to be
those are the plastic can.
Lab equipment, for the Seacoast Beverage Lab. It'll be a drive-in cooler for packaged beer.
For driving pickups?
Yeah, as I say, for your truck or your car.
For movie fans.
Yeah. It'll be a temperature-controlled barrel storage room, a grain silo, a whirlpool vessel. So it's all the good stuff. It's like they're adding a way bigger brewery. It's doubling production, I believe, is what this is saying as well. But $3 million loan, imagine putting that in your house. Imagine paying that baby off.
That's crazy. Or just imagine asking and then receiving it.
Yes. And they're like, sure, yes. Yeah, I wonder who's... Yeah. No, that's crazy. It's a lot of quiche.
Yeah.
Their Truman was their released beer at the beer festival this past weekend. It was really good. It's part of their presidential double IPA series. It was tasty treats. And then last but quickly, Sean, want to talk about real quick about the new cans?
Yeah, I just added. If you take a look, and there's some links in here, I added a link to the new Backlash can that's out right now. 2 cans from Riverwalk, and the Notch can for Infinite Jest. I just spotted them. You start seeing stuff on Instagram and it starts popping up, and I was like, ooh, that Backlash can. It went from 22-ounce bottles to cans, and now they look pretty sharp.
Yeah, and it's good too. The Ricochet and the Groundswell.
Yeah.
The cans.
And for Riverwalk, it's IPA and Screen Door, which is a hoppy summer ale.
Have you tried those yet from the can?
I have it. That's what I was hoping to have last week, but I couldn't get it in time.
I'm excited to try it. It's I mean they're good beers, but I want to try it. I want to have some canned in the casa.
And then that Infinite Jest is a hoppy wheat beer.
It's a good looking can.
Yeah.
Whose is that?
Notch.
I like that name.
Yeah.
I just started seeing those cans all across like Instagram feeds, and I was like, oh, okay, I gotta share those in case people haven't seen them yet.
Sean's hopping Instagram feed, blowing up with all them can pics. Put some respect on those cans. So that's gonna do it for the news. I mean, I don't know. There's a couple beer fests coming up. Still, I mean, beer fest season's in full swing, all right. So I know next week, or no, 2 weeks, you can find me up in Loon Mountain on the 24th for it's the kind of the beer fest weekend. The festival's on the 25th, but starting the 24th is the whole weekend. Sean, are you making it out for that? Did you decide?
I should be there.
Nice. I'm excited.
And this Saturday, the 11th, is Smutfest at Novare Res. So if you are into the smutty nose, rare, weird, smut labs, all the crazy stuff, that is a fun time every year. By the way, I'm gonna go this year. I missed it last year, so that'll be a lot of fun.
Nice.
I will be judging at a homebrew competition for foam.
Like
the Fitchburg Order of Ale Makers.
In the foam category, or?
Yeah. Fitchburg Order of Ale Makers.
Neat.
Nice. That's is that a homebrew club?
Yep.
Cool.
Out of Fitchburg, Mass.
Yeah. I gotta go anywhere else while you're down in that area. Framinghamish, maybe Jack's Abbey.
Probably not. It's one of those things where you start at like 9 o'clock in the morning and it goes to like 4.
It's that big of a club. Wow.
Well, yeah. So I mean, there's a bunch of different rounds of beers.
That's cool. Oh yeah. That sounds awesome. I was gonna say, I was looking into the Allagash because I remember they did a spring market, and that is coming up on July 9th. But we'll talk about that more once it comes up.
It's also Bloggers Conference weekend.
Oh, nice. Yes. And yes, I'm looking forward for reports on that, for sure. But I did see something, Carla. I don't know if you saw it from Allagash. They're doing a Grand Cru tour. Did you see this?
I have not, but I have been a little out of touch for the past couple of days, so I haven't caught up on emails. I'm usually on all their lists, so I have not seen that.
I only saw it was a quick tweet. It said it was a Grand Cru tour. It was like the ultimate Allagash tour, and it was $100 a person for like 4 hours or so. So
wow.
I wanted. There was no description, so I said no. Check that out. BM Watts. I mean, what's going on with you right now?
Oh, it's pretty quiet over here.
Yeah.
Except for there's going to be a new human living here within the next probably couple of days. Probably before we go online again.
That's cool. A new host of the podcast.
New host.
Yep. Replacing you. That's cool.
Yeah, it's a girl, so I'll be buying a lot of firearms. Yep.
Stuff, man. Well, yeah. Keep us posted on that, and we'll just send Ben all your beer because he'll need it for the next.
Oh, I will. Oh my God.
He'll need it for the next 18. Awesome. Anything else, guys, that I may have missed? Shout outs before we shut her down.
No.
Awesome. Well, I want to say thanks, guys, for listening and watching the show. Again, you can check out sblpodcast.com. Send all the recommendations to your friends that you got to watch the show. Spread the love, and be ready because we're not going to Germany. We're going online to Germany. We're getting this beer concentrate real quick. So cheers, guys, to another episode, and I will see you.
We're going to concentrated Germany.
Cheers.
See ya.